A family in Indonesia makes herbal medicine and sells it countrywide. Ningsi prepares the drink and distributes it at her employer's family gathering. Just then, Ramon comes there, which makes her furious. She walks away, and he follows her, asking her to stop. She says that he should have never given her hope if he was not going to propose. He says that he panicked at the last moment. He is about to propose, but just then, he gets a call from his supervisor asking him to come to the station. He tells her that after he's done with work, he will come back for her, as she is his first priority. He rides away, but just then a car comes sweeping by and crashes into another car. The man goes to check the car, but the driver doesn't open the door. He forces it open and finds the man in a strange condition. Just then, he jumps on the man and rips his neck out. Everyone runs for their life, as he is a zombie. The story shifts back 5 hours, where a factory has made 2 sets of potions. They are instructed to take one to the lab and another one to the owner's house. The factory owner, Sadaman, lives there with his current wife, Karina. They are hosting a party and ask the househelm Bach to arrange everything. Bach says that this will be an opportunity for her to make amends with Kenz. They used to be best friends, but now they haven't spoken for 5 years. Just then, the package arrives as well. Kenz is with her son Raihan. They get into the car, and her husband Rudy tells her that she should try to get along with Karina. If they do that, then they can push forward the paper signing dates, and she agrees. Karina is reminiscing about her time with Kenz when Sadaman drinks the potion sample. Karina says that they should go for a trip after he retires and hands over the business to his kids. Lenses finally reach and is greeted at the door by Karina, but she swiftly ignores her. Raihan, on the other hand, shares a good bond with her but makes Kenz uncomfortable, and she takes away her son. Rudy comes there, but he has no idea how to address Karina. Bam Bang is playing a video game when Raihan sneaks in and scares them. They have the best bond in the house, and he is happy to see his nephew. Raihan tells him about everything that happened on their way here and asks about what's wrong in their family as everyone keeps on fighting. But he says that it's their business, and all that matters is that they both share a great bond. Sadaman gets out of the shower, but he is awestruck to find that the potion has worked and he has reversed the aging. Rudy shows Kenz the presentation that he has made. Just then, Bam Bang and Raihan come there, causing a ruckus. Rudy asks him to go for a job instead of playing all day. But on his defense, Kenz hasn't worked a day in her life, and they have enough money to spend their lives in luxury. Sadaman gets out of the shower, and Karina is shocked to see him. He tells her about the potion. They start to make love, but the potion has already started to show its side effects. He then goes to the living room, leaving everyone shocked. He tells Rudy that he doesn't like the presentation as he is trying to make it modern and erase its cultural significance. Raihan gets there, and Sadaman picks him up. The family can't believe that he has regained the strength of his youth. Kenz asks if he has had a makeover, but he says that he has changed his mind. He says that he is not going to sell the company. The company was failing miserably, but now he has a special elixir that will boost their sales to the top. He shows them the elixir and says that it promises youth everlasting, as he is the living proof of it. Karina says that he promised her something else, but Sadaman says that right now his priority is the business. Ken says that she needs the money, as she is getting a divorce. After Rudy cheated on her, she was planning to separate from her kid and start new business, but Sadaman further insults her by saying that she can barely take care of herself. She bursts in anger and says that he doesn't care who he hurts. She says that he even stole her best friend away from her. She then turns on Karina and tells her that she is a gold digger, but in the meantime, the side effect has started. Sadaman says that it's his company, so he will do what he likes and leave. They follow him, but he tells them all they care about is the money. But soon the side effect worsens and he starts to transform. Everyone tries to help him out, but it's too late as he starts to puke blood. He soon falls unconscious, and after checking, Bam says that he isn't breathing. They immediately try to call for an ambulance. Raihan notices a change in him and approaches. But just then, he wakes up and he has completely transformed. He attacks one of the helpers and rips his neck off. He then attacks another one and pukes blood in his mouth. Bam tries to stop him, but he is too powerful. Karina and Kenz join hands to take him apart. Bam gets a hold of his crossbow and shoots it right in his mouth, killing him instantly. Karina breaks down in tears. Rudy sends their housekeeper to call the police, but asks him not to tell them anything. He drives off but starts to feel uneasy. Bam runs to the car and sits inside the car. Kenz joins him and they break down in tears. Bam says that his father was never appreciative of him, no matter how hard he tried. He blames himself for Sadaman's death, but Ken stops him and says that it's not the time to break down. Bach comes inside and tells Karina that the other house help has become unconscious. Suddenly, they hear a loud thud coming from the kitchen. The help comes out of the kitchen, having been completely transformed. He suddenly attacks them, but they somehow manage to stop him. Just then, another helper tries to intervene and gets her hand bitten off. He then jumps and rips out her throat. The siblings are sitting inside the car when they notice some commotion in the background. Ken's goes to check out and finds that another woman has turned into a zombie. She's about to attack Ken's, but Bang backs up the car and smashes her. But she is alive even after that. The family runs out with the zombie following them. The siblings get inside the house, but find that it's empty. She immediately calls Rudy, but just then another zombie appears there. She tries to attack Ken's, but they lock her up and run out. They reach the car only to find the other zombie missing. It comes out of nowhere, but before she can do something, Bam kicks her away. They immediately get in the car and drive off as the zombie follows them. The drives, on the other hand, have completely changed and crashes into the event. He then gets out of the car and starts to attack the crowd. The Daily, on the other hand, reaches another car, but it's locked. Just then, another zombie gets there. They somehow manage to hide around the car. He is about to leave when Rudy's phone rings, and he comes back and attacks them. It tries to grab Raihan, but Karina stops it. It then attacks her, but she jabs a garden rake on its shoulder, diffusing it for some time as it starts to rain. The rain seems to have some effect on the zombies, and they get enough time to run away. Ken's is in the car and calls Rudy. They confirm that all of them are safe. Karina suggests that all of them should meet at the chief's house. Ken's wants to talk to her son, but the call gets disconnected before that. They reach the chief's house, but find that the infection has spread everywhere. Just then, another zombie attacks Bach. Multiple zombies come there, and they secure themselves inside the house, leaving Bach to die alone. The siblings follow the direction, but they are petrified to find the horrific zombie outbreak. The family is inside the house, but sees that one of the doors is open. Rudy closes it carefully. Ken's calls him and says that she has arrived. After not being able to spot him, she starts to ring the horn, but it alerts the zombies, and they run towards them. They pound on her car in a group, and she is forced to drive away, leaving her family there. Rudy notices Sadaman's car and says that they need to go out. They get out of the house and reach the car, but it's completely destroyed and in no condition to work. Just then, Bach comes there transformed. She runs towards them, and they manage to break into an old home. But she attacks Rudy, and they get into a scuffle. Karina grabs a knife, but just then Rudy gets inside, drenched in blood. He exclaims that he was able to defeat her. On the other hand, Ken's has started to panic as she can't reach out to Raihan. She causes such a wreck that their car crashes into a truck and it flips into a field. The driver is scared to death as he thinks that he has killed those people and goes to check out. They get out of the car unharmed, and the driver insists on taking them to the hospital. But just then, an army of zombies attacks the truck filled with civilians. They start to rip them from limb to limb. The truck driver tries to drive them away, but even he is attacked and annihilated. Ken says that they need to run to the police station. The family is still at the house. Karina goes to grab them some water. Just then, Rudy notices a bite on his fingers and figures that he doesn't have much time left. Raihan asks if everything is all right, and he says that it is. He says that even though his parents fight a lot, they still love each other very much. Rudy says that he is leaving, and now it's Raihan's responsibility to take care of his mother. He starts to cove, and Karina notices the change in him. She immediately grabs Raihan as he slowly starts to transform. He changes completely and lunges at Karina. When Raihan tries to help her, he attacks him as well. Karina smashes his head with a pan and gets inside another room. But he is too powerful, and Karina is not able to contain him. He runs into the room but stabs himself in the process, buying them some time to run away. Rahman is at the police station when the siblings barges in. They try to tell them the whole story, but they are completely scattered. 2 police officers go out to check and say that they need to prepare the firearms for defense. Karina and Raihan get inside another house and run into Ningxi, who's hiding there. She asks them about what they are doing inside her house, but just then, Rudy screams from another room. The cops reach the destination and find the army of the dead. They run towards the cop. The cops open fire, but it has no effect on them, and they take them out one by one. Ningxi calls Rahman and says that all of her family is dead. But before he can say anything, another cop runs towards them with the zombies following behind. They get him in and shut the door. They try to hold the door, but the cop has already been bitten. He slowly starts to transform and is about to attack them. But Bam takes the gun from Rahman and shoots him. Rahman is furious and reprimands him for shooting his boss. But before their conversation can escalate any further, the boss gets up and attacks him. All of them get into a huge fight, but they somehow manage to put him inside the cell and lock him in there. But their nightmare is far from over yet, as there is a tsunami of zombies outside the station. Bam says that they need to call the other station to ask for backup, and Rahman does so. Kenz, on the other hand, tries to call Rudy but gets no answer. Bam gets there and finds his sister in a distorted condition. He reassures her and says that Raihan is a smart kid who will be able to survive, although he wants Rudy to be dead because he cheated on her sister. He also reassures her that they are going to be okay, as help is on its way. Just then, her phone rings, and it's Karina. She says that they are near the chief's house and Raihan is with her. Kenz finally talks to her son and asks about his father. Karina says that Rudy got infected, so they had no other way but to kill him. Kenz is heartbroken, and Bam takes over and tells them that they are at the police station and they will get help. Before disconnecting, Kenz tells Raihan that he will see her very soon. The zombie cops keep on screaming, which alerts other zombies as well, and they rush towards the station. Rahman calls the other two to hold the door. He gets a call from the other station, but they confirm that they can't come for rescue as it's the same condition over there. They then arrange a ladder and climb onto the balcony and find the city in carnage. Kenz calls Karina and says that it's all over since the backup team was killed. She then reminds her of how they used to always come back from school together. Karina says that she isn't a gold digger and truly loved her father. Kenz says that she knows it, but the real heartbreak was that she lost her best friend. She says that if something happens to her, then Karina would take Raihan and raise her as her own. Before Karina can say anything, she disconnects the call. Bam tells Rahman that they need to rescue his nephew. Just then a prayer is heard from mosque, and all the zombies follow the voice. Something comes to Rahman's mind, and he goes back inside. He takes out a rocket and sets it on fire. The zombies follow the sound and leap onto the farm. Rahman says that they can use his bike to get out of there. They are getting ready to leave. Kenz asks why can't they call the other unit, but Rahman says that they can't wait for someone to come and save them. He then shows her how to use a pistol. She is apprehensive at first, but Bam says that they aren't human. Rahman then calls Ningxi and says that they are coming to rescue them. She is worried, but he promises that he will come for her. Ningxi tells Karina that her boyfriend is coming to pick them up. They are ready to leave, but the army is covering the whole area. They light another rocket, but it accidentally falls on the ground and goes off. The sound attracts all the zombies, and it becomes impossible for them to hold them back. Rahman lights another flare, and all the zombies run towards it. The entrance is finally free, and they leave from there. They are on the road when a zombie runs towards them. Rahman shoots him in the head, but the noise alerts all of them. The entire army lunges at them, and they try to cover themselves using the shield. They start to shoot them, but it's just too many to handle. They slowly start to suffocate, and the entire army starts to pile up on them. Rudy, on the other hand, breaks free and tries to break open the door. His screams attract the rest of the zombies, and they run towards the house. It becomes impossible for them to hold the doors as the zombies have started to break open the windows. On the other hand, as they are struggling, it suddenly thunders and the zombies leave them. And starts to rain. They don't attack anymore, giving them time to flee from the scene. The rest of the guys also notice that the commotion has stopped. They open the door and figure that it's because of the rain. Karina says that they need to leave immediately, and Ningxi takes out her bike. She tries to start it, but it takes too long, and Rudy breaks open the door. But before he can get a hold of them, they flee from there. The rest of the gang is walking past them, but suddenly the rain stops. The zombie lunges at them, and Kenz gets separated. She is attacked by a zombie, but shoots him in the head. Rahman and Bam are struggling, but he asks her to take the bike and leave. She has run out of bullets, so she decides to take off. Rahman says that they need to go to the station through the fields. They run and secure themselves inside. Kenz gets inside a truck. She tries to drive away, but the zombies block her. Ningxi is on the bike and says that they are going to go to the station and flee from there. On their way, they discover Kenz in the stranded truck. She finally spots her son and presses the horn. Ningxi tries to start the bike, but it won't work. The noise attracted the zombies, and they ran towards them. They are about to attack them when some fireworks go off, distracting them. Kenz was behind it. She finally gets out and reunites with her son. But their happiness was not long-lasting as another zombie spotted them. She runs towards them, and they get into a scuffle. But this time, Ningxi stabs her in the head. But this draws the attention of the other zombies, and they are forced to secure themselves inside the truck. Ningxi calls Ramon and says that she is inside the truck with the others. She says that they are coming to the police station and will rescue them. Karina is panicking as she hasn't driven an automobile in ages, but Ken says that she can do it. She turns on the truck, but it makes even more noise, but she starts the truck and starts to drive. She crushes any zombies that come her way, but when it's time to stop, the brake doesn't work. She can't control it anymore, and they crash inside the station. But fortunately, they are all safe. Ramon finally meets Ningxi and hugs her. But a shelf has fallen on Bam, making it impossible for him to get out. They try their level best, but the zombies have started to get in. Ramon starts to shoot them one by one. Bam also shoots them and asks Karina to check the back door. She does so and finds the zombies distracted. She says that they need to get out using the back door. They try to take out Bam, but it's of no use. He finally stops them and says that she needs to let him go. Kenz is heartbroken, but he says that it's the only way. Ramon is fighting with everything he has, but Ningxi gets bitten by the cop in the cell. He also runs out of bullets, and slowly, both of them become victims of the zombies. Ken struggles with zombies when she suddenly spots Rudy. He attacks her, but she can't do anything about it. Bam also runs out of bullets. Karina saves Raihan, but Rudy grabs his leg. Both siblings somehow manage to keep Rudy from biting Raihan. Karina finally manages to grab the gun and shoots Rudy in the head. Ramon and Ningxi are on the verge of death when he takes out the ring. He finally proposes to her and puts the ring on her finger. Kenz tries to save Bam, but it's of no use, and the rest of the zombies are breaking in as well. He lights a flare and asks them to get out. Heartbroken, they follow his instructions. All the zombies jump on him, but he throws the flare onto the gasoline. It causes a fire, and the whole station explodes. Karina, Kenz, and Raihan are finally getting out of the field and are getting ready to leave. But Ken stops and says that she has been infected. She takes Raihan in her arms and says that she can't make it any further. He is heartbroken, but she says that Karina will raise her as her own. Karina cries and says that they will be able to treat her. She says that she can't lose her again, but Ken says that she promised her that she would take care of Raihan. She then takes the gun from her and moves away. All the zombies are running towards them, and she asks them to leave immediately. She lights another flare and walks towards a field, and the zombies follow her. Kenz puts the gun against her head and shoots. Karina reaches the city by morning, but they are still not safe as a zombie has followed them there. Back in the USA, Sadaman's friends are waiting for him, but haven't received any call. The woman goes to shower and says that she just had the medicine that he sent. She comes back running and says that all her wrinkles are gone. You were watching the recap of 2025 movie The Elixir. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content. Until the next video, you may enjoy this.